not united like they keep lying and pretending to be. Half of the players are ready to sign the deal that the WNBA laid on the table. Meanwhile, the WNBPA is going and sending out proposals that the players don't even give a damn about because they are willing to sign what is already on the table.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've officially reached the point of no return. The gloves are off, the pleasantries are gone, and the billionaire owners of the WNBA have reportedly decided to take a hardline stance. For the past 3 months, tensions have escalated as the WNBA Players Association pushed aggressively in collective bargaining talks, even raising the possibility of a strike and reportedly demanding 30% of gross revenue. Many veteran players appeared confident that ownership would eventually fold, believing the league couldn't function without them. But instead of backing down, the owners reviewed the numbers, examined the financial spreadsheets, considered the surge in television ratings tied to Caitlin Clark's arrival, and responded with a cold, corporate resolve. The message now circulating around league offices is blunt. If players don't want to sign the proposed deal, they don't have to. Ownership is prepared to move forward regardless. This drop-dead strategy signals that the owners believe the veteran leadership has no intention of compromising. According to reports from Front Office Sports, after months of stalled discussions and limited engagement, the union recently presented what it called a concession in its counterproposal, but whether that will be enough to break the standoff remains to be seen.
Mid-tiers to young players on rookie contracts, and it's up to them to look out for the best interests of all of their clients, not just the people that are getting max contracts, not just the rookies, all of their clients.
Are you kidding me? Dropping the demand from 27.5% to 26% and presenting it like a major concession isn't much of a compromise. It's barely a shift. From the owner's perspective, that kind of move likely feels symbolic rather than substantive, especially when ownership is reportedly offering 15%, which they frame as a historic, multi-million-dollar increase for a league that has struggled financially since its launch in 1997. In high-stakes corporate negotiations, shaving off a single percentage point can easily be viewed as posturing rather than progress. Critics argue that union leaders like Nneka Agwemike and Breanna Stewart, along with the rest of the executive committee, are approaching this like a public debate instead of a complex billion-dollar business restructuring. Meanwhile, ownership appears to be preparing for every scenario. The whispers about contingency plans are growing louder, and the so-called nuclear option, replacement players, is being discussed more openly. History offers a powerful example. During the 1987 NFL strike, players believed the league couldn't function without them. But the owners pushed forward with replacement players, games continued, TV networks kept broadcasting, and within weeks the strike collapsed as financial pressure mounted on the athletes. That precedent is clearly part of the strategic thinking today. However, there's one major difference this time. WNBA ownership arguably holds a unique leverage point that NFL owners didn't have in 1987, a generational television draw still on a rookie contract. With Caitlin Clark driving record ratings, ticket sales, and national attention, the owners may believe they have enough star power to weather a storm that, in previous eras, might have crippled the league.
Just out of their mind, okay? So March 10 would be the drop dead date. It would take up until March 31st for the legal to get sorted out with the attorneys and everything for a contract to be signed March 31st.
Listen carefully, because this is the harsh reality at the center of the standoff. In the eyes of ownership, much of the current WNBA roster is viewed as replaceable within the broader entertainment marketplace. Millions of new fans who tuned in recently are primarily invested in the league's biggest stars, not necessarily long-tenured role players. Casual viewers aren't emotionally tied to every veteran on the floor. They're tuning in for the spectacle, the highlight moments, and especially to watch Caitlin Clark pull up from the logo. From a purely business standpoint, owners may believe that if veterans were locked out and rosters were rebuilt with undrafted rookies, overseas talent, and hungry college standouts alongside Clark and Aaliyah Boston, the ratings would still hold, arenas would still fill, and merchandise would still move. The perception, fair or not, is that the current media boom is being driven by Clark's unprecedented college viewership records carrying over into the professional game. That belief strengthens ownership's leverage in negotiations. Meanwhile, agents representing players are watching the March 10th deadline closely, aware that if replacement players ever became reality, the financial consequences for mid-tier veterans could be severe. Labor battles in professional sports often become high-stakes games of chicken, and the irony here is that the players pushing hardest for maximum gains may also face the greatest individual risk if the gamble fails.
Hearing the announcements, hey, this person's agreeing to terms with this team, this person's agreeing with that team, this person's agreeing with this team. All of those deals will become official on the 12th when free agency really...
Do you see what critics argue is the fundamental flaw in the union's leverage strategy? A strike is meant to apply financial pressure, but the league's biggest star may be the one player least affected by a canceled season. Caitlin Clark's reported rookie salary sits around $76,000, a fraction of what she earns through endorsement deals with Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, Panini, and Wilson. With a massive signature shoe deal and national marketing power, she appears financially secure regardless of whether games are played. If a season were lost, she would likely remain in the spotlight through sponsorship appearances, brand campaigns, and high-profile events. The more vulnerable players, however, would be those who rely primarily on their league salaries. For them, a canceled season or the introduction of replacement players could have serious financial consequences. That imbalance complicates the union's negotiating position. Ownership, sensing division, and recognizing Clark's commercial pull alongside a multi-billion-dollar television agreement, appears to be negotiating from a position of strength. The message being projected is clear. A deadline is set, contingency plans exist, and the league believes fan interest in the new generation of stars will sustain momentum. Whether that confidence is justified remains to be seen, but as the clock moves toward March 10th, the pressure intensifies. The decision facing veteran players is stark: reach a compromise or risk a confrontation that could permanently reshape the league's future.